Live in session here on Six Music, Sex Swing and Patch Sand. 2 more numbers to come between now and 11 o'clock. And apologies for not being there with you. Jason, would you like to introduce the rest of the band?
So we got Ollie on guitar and keys, Daniel Chandler on vocals and good vibes, Colin Webster on baritone sax, and Jody Cox on baritone guitar, and Stuart Bell on drums.
And all sounding magnificent. Sorry, did I miss somebody out there? No, that's good. I'm interviewing you down the line, much like Robin Day used to on Newsnight back in the late 1960s. That's why you've got to imagine it. Except it's not going to be a tough political interview. At least I'm not planning it to be anyway. Well done on the new LP, which is out on Friday, Golden Triangle. It begins majestically with the confluence of the Ruak and Mekong rivers. Just tell us a bit about that opener, because basically at the end, spoiler alert, at the end of that majestic opener, you get a fantastic jolt with the next number.
Don't tell people that.
Okay, sorry. But just tell us about that opener then, please.
Well, I think Colin should talk about that one. He wrote that one.
Okay, Colin. Yes, I was going to ask you, Colin, about your role in Wild Peacock, but we'll get to that in a moment. So, yeah, tell us about that tune and where that came from.
Tough questions here, my goodness. All right. It came... it's basically... I don't want to get too boring into, like, the music theory, because...
That's fine. We can take notes.
There'll be an exam at the end. It's just the synth chords from the song that comes after it. Not going to give away any details, but yeah, it's basically kind of making like an ambient sound out of those synth sounds, and then some nice acoustic instruments in there as well. Some sax, some violin.
That's fantastic. Now, Colin, while you're there, you provide some amazing noises throughout, but in particular on Wild Peacock, which is the closer on the record. Now, initially, that song, the first version you did, and you recorded for the Quietus, was 18 minutes long, which I think for all of you must have been exhausting, but I think for you in particular, do you think that was the case?
Oh, yeah, everything's exhausting. I'm exhausted. I'm already exhausted. Constant state of exhaustion.
I think the 18-minute version was exhausting to listen to as well.
Well, I may have stirred something up here, because the version on the LP, which is really good, is a mere 8 minutes 49 seconds. What did you do apart from shorten it?
We just made it into a pop banger.
All right. I can't argue with that. And I'm intrigued as to how that tune came together in terms of the location as well. The first version you did of Wild Peacock, by one account, was recorded or put together in a remote farmhouse. Now, we've heard a lot about bands getting it together in the country, but tell us how remote was this particular farmhouse?
Well, you can't walk to a pub, which is normally...
come on, you can if you make an effort, come on.
It's normally the downfall of most of our rehearsals, so like that meant we could focus on recording the tracks. But yeah, no pub in walking distance, but it's in Oxfordshire. Shaken Oak Farm, recommend it if you want to get some rehearsals done near Oxford.
And this was a while back. Did those rehearsals actually give you the impetus for the rest of the record? Did this all feed into what you did for the rest of the record?
Yeah, I think we wrote everything there over maybe 3 or 4 weekends, long weekends, and we got most of the tracks down at Shaken Oak, and then that was really the record.
Yeah. Would you describe this LP differently in context of the previous two? Has the approach been any different?
Yeah, it's actually... I'm the singer, by the way. This is Dan.
Hello, Dan. Hello, Dan.
But we tracked the music before I wrote the vocals for various reasons, but which we'd never done it that way before. But doing it this way round, I personally found it was a really great way for me to write the vocals, because I had some constraints to work towards. So yeah, it wasn't like totally open-ended like it used to be. But yeah, it was a good way of doing it.
Now, there's a big event this Saturday, the launch party for the LP, and also the 10-year anniversary for God Unknown Records. Jason, do you want to just talk about... I presume this is an all-dayer, the amount of people you got playing there. What time's it starting?
It starts at 2 p.m. and finishes at 1 a.m. So there's 13 artists, all who've released records on God Unknown. it's going to be like a massive celebration of all the music that we've put out. You know, it's quite a diverse lineup, really. We've got an Italian band called Sneers playing, to Johnny Halifax, who was in a few weeks ago, and then we're playing to like some more electronica stuff from Drift, to Laura Lariga, who plays like this really beautiful organ-led sort of drone folk sort of music. So yeah, it's just very eclectic, and it's just nice to get everyone together in one space. We've never done that before with the label, and you know, we're quite surprised that it's 10 years old already.
Well, can I just say,
time flies.
Yeah, congratulations, and it's been great having God Unknown Records around from my point of view.
Yeah,
just
well, thanks,
listening
Gideon.
to the records.
Yeah, thanks for your support with it over the years.
Well, that's right. I'll just say keep them coming if that's all right with you, and yeah, whichever you like.
I'll try. Thanks.
Okay, what's the next tune you'd like to play tonight?
Nighttime Worker. It's off our previous record, so this is a bit of a classic for us playing live.
Here we go, Sex Swing.